All right, everyone, welcome. We are doing another podcast, joined obviously with my boy Dean here. So I'm gonna say hi, Dean.
Hey, what's going on,
Yeah,
guys?
we got the cameras back. You know, I was slightly less lazy. Hold on, let me move away. I still have to finish setting up my room. That's why we have nothing cool back here for you guys to like randomly look at. Why, whatever anime titties I have to put on the wall.
Soon.
Soon though. But yeah, it's what episode? What? Okay, hold on. I'm gonna check. I should have checked before we started.
Don't have
but
an
fuck
episode
it.
counter.
Yeah, we do. We have an episode counter. I've been counting them ever since the beginning.
Oh, have you?
Yeah, this is episode 17. We've made it to episode 17. We might make it to episode 20 by the end of the year.
At this rate, never.
You're right. We're just gonna cut at 19. We're just done. All right. So we're kind of like winging this episode. Usually we have like topics already prepared a little bit, but we're like, screw it. We need to bang this bad boy out. So we're here to just talk.
Yeah. First, Kit, what have you been doing recently?
Nothing.
Nothing.
Yeah, I did some testing and stuff like that. Cool. But outside of that, I did watch. Okay, this is not related to card games, obviously, but I watched the Fallout TV series on Amazon Prime. I think it is. It was really good. I really liked it. So, and I've never played the Fallout games before. So, I mean, I like the story, and every episode was a lot of fun. So, I don't know if you're into like the Fallout series or those type of shows, Dean.
My first. Okay, well, I don't know about the show because I haven't seen it, but I've heard good things about it. My first platinum, as you know, I'm a trophy whore.
Yeah.
My first platinum ever was Fallout 3 on the PlayStation 3. So, a little bit of a Fallout fan. I didn't like any of the other games.
Well, let me see. I think I need to turn you up here a little bit. There we go.
I loved Fallout 3. It was pretty good.
I heard Fallout 3 is like the... Oh, no. I heard New Vegas is the best, and Fallout 3 is like the next best after that. Like before New Vegas came out. And I heard 4 kind of sucks. I almost wanted to try one of the games because the series was just so fun to watch. I was like, maybe I'll try one. I normally don't like those open RPG worlds, like, you know, like Elder Scrolls and stuff like that. I've tried to get into those games before, and I just can't for some weird reason. But I mean, like,
3, bro?
Yeah, I might. It's like $10 on Steam or something, so I might pick it up this weekend and just like try playing it for a few hours to see if I get into it. But I like kind of like the world building from the show, so I assume the game also does a lot of world building as well. So that's why I would be mostly interested in the game. And that it's not really like an RPG. It looks more like a FPS in a way, right?
It has like the VATS, which gets rid of the it's like Skyrim. Just imagine Skyrim.
Oh, okay. You mean like the when you mean VATS, is it like the combat system or?
Well, no, there's like a thing where like you can like point and shoot the gun, or you can like bring up this menu that gives you like percentages to hit.
Oh,
and
yeah.
like
kind of like
XCOM body parts.
And I'm sure 99% means it's going to miss every single time.
Oh no, it always hits. I remember it always hitting. So.
All right. I mean, that's mostly what I've been up to, I guess. Just been adjusting to moving to Vegas and dealing with all that stuff. What about you, Dean?
I am playtesting a lot of not actual good decks in this format. I tried the meta decks a couple times, and I'm just gonna be honest with you. The Smart Falcon deck is just like actually too good. I can't find anything that I think is like consistently better. And then lo and behold, I actually finished Uma Musume season 2. That is a good show.
I heard season 2 was even better than season 1, but I never picked it up after season 1.
Oh well, yeah, season 1 was like kind of like really mid, and then season 2 is insanely good actually. I was surprised by how much I enjoyed it. So now I don't regret my SP purchases.
Makes sense. Yeah, I've been kind of meaning to like catch up on some anime and stuff. I haven't really been watching much.
You got to watch the Cygames approved one. So you have to watch Idolmaster and
Shadowverse and
Shadowverse. That's another good one. Code Geass.
I've seen Code Geass.
You've seen that? Yeah. Have you seen the movie?
No, I've only watched the first 2 seasons, and I never watched anything else because I was like, I'm done after that. and I heard there's just more and more keep coming out.
It's not very good.
Yeah, that's kind of what I heard also. I was like, okay, the series was done after season 2. I'm done. I heard a long time ago that the season 2 was only basically greenlit or like done in a way where like I think as Bandai owns it, right?
Yeah.
They wanted season 2 to have a lot more mechs because they're like, we could sell the mechs to children. That's what I've heard before, but I don't know how true that is, but it's just some random shit I heard a long time ago. Which kind of makes sense because they very much focused on a lot of the mech stuff in season 2 and things like that. But yeah,
it was sick. That's all that matters.
All right, I guess anything else going on? Otherwise, I mean, we could talk about Set 4. It's been what, a week since release or 2?
It's been.
I don't remember when it even dropped
3,
anymore.
Right? It's been should have been 3 weeks.
Oh, it has been 3 weeks. Oh, I've just been so busy.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you're saying Smart Falcon's still your beloved?
It's got wards to keep off. How much do you want me to go into my thoughts on the meta?
Go ahead. Fucking ramble on.
Ahead. Okay. So my problems, and I've done it all. I've done every single play you've said, minus the deck with the Nell, whatever that girl, the Fashionista or whatever. Fashionista.
Oh, the card in Forest?
Yeah. I've played like the.
Okay, yeah. I don't like that card that much, but I understand why people like it. But go ahead.
I played the build without it. I've done it all. I've done the turn 2 5/5. I've done the Sakuna for 5 on like turn 4 or whatever. Or turn 5. Yeah, turn 5 I did the Sakuna for 5 with 8 Thorn Burst as well. I felt the power of the deck. But like every problem I have with the list has come up in testing already. It's like my opponent plays down a ward and the elephant is like just like sitting in the hand, like waiting for turn 10 to come down. It's like even when you get the turn 5 Ancient Elf, that means that you had those 2 cards, but what were the other cards? And sometimes the other cards are like Elephant, Cassiopeia, like another like Spring Green, and you go, wow, my hand has nothing. Like right, it's like the 5/5 goes down and your hand has literally nothing. You can't play the game. And it's just like the Smart Falcon deck, every card either cantrips or like removes like wide swaths of the board, and then like helps continuously build towards this bigger thing. And I actually have a better out to egg, because when in testing with the elephant deck, they're on Snow White, which is better than elephant. And then they are on like the turn that they do the egg board, it's usually so big that the Cassiopeia doesn't clear. And then after that, it goes into like just like a slog fest where I feel like I'm like severely unfavored for the rest of the game. As far as the other decks go, those are the 2 big contenders. I think this format is like egg and forest. And so I feel like Smart Falcon is decent-ish into egg because I tested it quite a bit. You can like open the hands and get really aggressive really fast.
Mm-hmm.
And into like forest, you have 4 wards in the main board and you just hope to see them. Like it's that simple. So I'm feeling pretty good about that deck still. But I mean, I still do need to be playtesting more because I'll admit some of my games have been on the the Pagoda of Pile games where we're sitting there testing Ginger, D-Shift, and Ginger Fallen Angel, basically a lot of Ginger decks, and soon to be some Python decks. I got some Python. I'm thinking about some Python decks for the next video as well. I know that it was in the first video, but I promise we'll come up with 2 more bangers. But I mean, you could tell me that I'm wrong and that I'm horribly like bad at this game. And I mean, like I felt the strength of Elephant. Like when I move down the tier list, when I play into stuff like Chimera and I play into decks that I think are not very good.
Yeah,
the Elephant deck is insane. Like I understand that part.
Mm-hmm.
It's when I move in the direction of what I as a player think is a good deck, the Elephant deck goes down. Like would you say Elephant's the best deck?
I think Elephant is like the testing ground of like, this is your bare minimum. You have to be able to compete with this to like compete with everything else. That's kind of what I feel like. I think Okay, so like I don't know how controversial this take is. I think in general, because our community right now is so small, also, I think the player base skill gap everywhere is just like insane. So
Yes.
like even in these regionals, like um you could top 8, but you could still be like not a great player just because of like
Oh, there's
how
so few players too.
yeah, because that's
16
part of the issue.
teams
Yeah, that's part of the
in
issue.
Vancouver.
That's like a big part of the issue. So like
It
because
wasn't Vancouver. It was
like a lot of my experience obviously comes from Weiss and some other competitive games I've played. But usually when you get deeper into the bracket, like usually after the first like 2 rounds, that's when you start hitting players that are very competent and you're like XO, right? In this game, it feels like that doesn't happen till like almost like the last couple of rounds of the tournament at most. And that's only if there's like a 5-round tournament. And it's like I'm not really feeling pressured until like round 4 or 5 when I'm like, okay, I'm hitting like these players who are consistent. I see they're making the correct lines, and like a lot of their plays make a lot of sense. But other times, like currently, it's just like this. Like I said, the skill gap is so everywhere that um, a little bit of luck goes a long way in this game right now because of that big skill gap. So I think Egg Haven is like literally the best deck in the format, but I also think it's one of the hardest
100%.
decks. Yeah, I think it's also one of the hardest decks to pilot consistently well. It You can make one wrong move on like turn 3 or 4 and you won't get punished for it until like turn 7, and you're like, oh, I screwed up so early on in the game, like I lost resources I shouldn't have. I didn't play efficiently, and I didn't play around certain things I knew this deck was going to play anyway. Whereas like I see players make like aggressive plays when they have no reason to, or people who play control when they're supposed to be on the beatdown, things like that, where I think is it all it just makes it so like even though I think Egg Haven is the best deck in the format, I think a lot of people walk away going Egg Haven isn't that good because they don't see those mistakes people are making all the time. And then at the same time, I think everyone's deck right now, for the most part, like there's some people who are clearly like, like copy pasting like the perfect like 40 cards or whatever, right? But then we have a lot of people too that come up with spicy stuff and just come in with like suboptimal like ratios on things, and that doesn't help towards the game plan. And then I think all that combined makes it so really hard to actually read what are the best decks or whatever. And that's kind of like part of the reason why I think Elephant is kind of like the line of like you must be this tall to ride type of deal.
I will 100% agree with all of that, because it's like when I go down the tier list and I'm like, okay, this deck is obviously like it's just better than a lot of these players. Like let's be honest. I understand there, right? It's like I understand where it's like I feel like I shouldn't be losing to Elephant that often. Not that I can't, like, right? The deck does have good hands. It does have really nut plays. I just don't think they're that consistent, right?
Yeah.
Well, like when I see Egg Haven, I go, "Whoa, this deck is kind of insane," right? Like it can get going faster. And it feels like when Egg Haven is running, it is far more resilient, and what it's doing is far harder for your opponent to deal with than what the Elephant does. At least in testing, that's what I felt so far. And but like you said, it's which one's easier to play, the card that's like a 9/9 storm, or the like search my deck for any card continuously and continuously play out of the EX area, right?
Yeah, or like for example with Egg Haven, there's just so many weird lethal lines you have to consider, like bringing back an egg to be able to explosion egg evo, then cast an explosion and weird things like that, where like it takes a minute to think of like, okay, how do I squeeze out 14 damage this turn for game? And like you know there's a way to do it. It's just you got to figure out the puzzle pieces. Whereas Forest, you're just like, here's my elephant, good luck. And so like decks that obviously have very high floors like Forest do very well in the general population, no matter how bad or good of a player you are, because the floor is so high. You know you're always going to kind of hit this threshold. Whereas like Egg Haven, like the floor for that deck who a player is not very consistent and know all the lines and things to look out for in each matchup and the deck itself, their floor is infinitely lower than what Forest does. Like even with a bad player's hand, if that makes sense, who makes suboptimal decisions throughout the game.
Okay, I can get behind that. I can get
Yeah.
behind all that. Because yeah, I'll agree with all of those points.
Yeah, it kind of like really reminds me of like I always hate bringing up Weiss, but reminds me a lot of Weiss. In a lot of tournaments, like I would consider certain decks like best deck in the format, but sometimes I'm just like, I know this tournament's going to be 7+ rounds, and I want a really high floor on my deck so that I can get through the seven rounds and then hopefully outplay players in top 8 with whatever side tech I have in my deck to play into top 8. So yeah, I think that's why like people will just be higher on decks that have higher floors than ceilings, essentially.
Okay, I can get behind that.
Yeah, but has there been anything else that, like, as far as this meta goes, has anything surprised you? Like, oh my god, this deck is insane, or like, well, no one's talking about it, or like I think you saw the video I did with Shepard, right? Or at least saw the tier list, right? Like, is there anything?
I think I glanced at it. I don't think I watched the full thing. Did I watch the full thing?
I don't know if you did. I mean, we talked about every deck there. But I don't know if was there anything really specific you like disagree really hard on our decision of like where we place things? I think anything's undervalued.
Sword?
Sword was like tier 1.5, I think.
Bro, that deck is so fraudulent.
I don't know, dude. I win so many games on turn 5, but maybe that's comes back again to like players being suboptimal.
I don't know. Maybe it's because I've been on Uma for so long, but I'm like, I open Agnes and like Snipe, and I cannot lose that matchup.
I agree. If you open Agnes and like removal, you've won the game. If I have no way to interact with it as a sword player,
it's like one of those things where the deck is like it preys on. I mean, like I said, like sometimes the forest hand, it has like almost nothing in it. It's like a very slow hand, and then you kill them because. But it's this thing where it's like,
well,
bro, okay, wait.
Go ahead.
How to explain this? Do you know the difference between a ladder and a tournament deck in Shadowverse?
Oh yeah, absolutely. That's what I was going to bring up right now.
I feel like these like decks on the tier list at the top are like these like ladder decks. You're like, we're just trying to win as fast as possible, bury them alive.
Yeah.
And then you're like. I'm out here looking for a 6-2 deck. I'm like out here looking like I want to have control over every game. I don't want to ever walk away from a game and say like it was my deck's fault that I lost. Like I just drew the wrong cards. I want to try to minimize that as much as possible. And then it's like other people are like, dude, I need all the gas cards, only the gas cards. If you open bad, you just go next. It's like, no, I don't want that.
So no, yeah. I was gonna bring up something very similar. The thing about like aggro sword, it's when you're in a format, like I talked a lot about this a long time ago, not necessarily on this channel or anything, but like for example, Magic Arena, I came from Magic being a best of 3 format with a sideboard, but when I went and played Arena, they have 2 separate ladders on there. One is a best of 1 ladder and the other one's a 2 out of 3 ladder, right? And I was like, why would I ever waste my time with a 2 out of 3 ladder when I can just play the best of 1 ladder? And then obviously I'm going to play the aggro deck every time because the format is best of 1. Aggro is just always going to be slightly better because all you need a lot of times with aggro decks is like if your opponent makes 1 like stumble, they've lost the game. Like especially if you're very efficient at playing aggro and pressuring your opponent correctly. A lot of the times they have to play perfectly the first like 5 to 6 turns of the game to win the game. And if they stumble at one point in the first like 3 to 5 turns, you've probably won that game if you're playing absolutely optimal. And that's why I'm saying like there's been a lot of games I played on Sword. It's just like, oh, turn 5 came and I won because I high rolled into a 5/5 storm and they weren't able to clear everything off my board. It just gets out of control. And then if you get to turn 5, obviously, Valiant Fencer builds like its own board immediately that says answer this board, otherwise you lose the game every single turn. Because you can sit there and just like swing with nothing and go like, I have a 5/5, this 3/3 that will become a 4/4 next turn, and then like I swung in with like my 3 storm damage for the turn, right? And there's so much pressure and hard to interact with board because you leave your followers in the standing position or whatever, and yeah, I don't know why am I rambling on about Sword, but anyway.
No, because I understand. I understand. Yeah.
It's just one of those things too, where like, so I think Sword is like it's the deck that's just like when it walks into a matchup, it's like, yeah, we're playing a 50-50 matchup here. I'm going to coin flip and see if I coin flip better than you do. But speaking about Sword, you know what I don't like? I hate seeing all these Sword builds that are not just pure aggro, and they're playing this weird mid-range game plan.
Me, dude, I want to play these cards. They're cool. I don't have them with me. I bought 3 Gawain U's. He's my favorite. I can tell you, after sleeving up 2 different decks with him, he is also turbo ass.
He is, but he has some turns that are like pretty hype. I saw in the first tournament I competed in, there was a Sword player with the Gawain deck, and then he revealed like Romeo and Juliet to get the play points back, and then played both. And I was like, oh god, this turn hurts so much.
That's turn 6, you know that, right?
Yeah, and I was very sad when that happened.
Oh yeah, I tried the Romeo and Juliet. I didn't think that was very good either. Mm. I mean, it's funny. It's like I liked what the one guy said, where he played Armor of the Stars, and his goal was to reveal 2 off the Gawain, Armor of the Stars, and then Leonidas the following turn, going first.
That sounds pretty obnoxious.
Yeah. So like, I don't know. I want to play mid range. I'm not an aggro guy. I've never been an aggro guy. Especially when I feel like this game has like such strong removal options. It still does, even if people aren't playing them as much anymore.
I mean, it definitely does have really good removal options, and like a lot of followers when they come in just remove something off the board. But at the same time, like the reason I think you need to play aggro if you're going to play the hero stuff is just Valiant Fencer just builds a board every turn. Oh, it died. All right, here's another Valiant Fencer. Valiant Fencer.
Play the cool mid range cards. Heroes are lame. They speak in Japanese. No, wait, no, they don't.
You know, was it you? I saw someone post a list where it's just like, it's a mid-range deck, but it played 3 Heroic Entry and 3 Mock Knight.
3. Yeah, well, the Mock Knight can pull the Romeo or the Juliet for the other one too.
Yeah.
No, that deck was awful. That was like I was going through the Nala and Jock, and I swear like every deck on that channel was actually ass. Because I've sleeved up so many of them at this point, and every time I sleeve one up, I go, "This is horrendous." Like
some of those,
they're very much.
Yeah, I very much feel like they curate a lot of the matchups and stuff somewhat.
No, they show the deck losing. They
do. But I also feel like when they play the decks too, it's kind of very like almost predetermined. Like this is going to be a good match, this is going to be a bad match, and so forth. And then I agree. Like I think if you watch Nala or look up Nala videos, I think they're really good starting points. Especially one, you can see the deck in action and you can see the exact list they're playing. I don't always agree with like obviously with like their deck builds, but they give you really good starting points if you have no idea what you're looking for, right?
I don't know, because I don't speak enough Japanese to like actually listen to this video. Are they like the Pagoda of Piles thing, where they're just like kind of like showing decks that they made for fun? Like, because I know that they've actually like topped these events. Like they're like good players. I know that much.
Oh yeah, they have topped. They've made dates too and stuff like that easily before. They post about it on Twitter. It's kind of a mix from what I've been like. I don't watch a lot of their videos unless like I'm like, okay, let me go see what's happening during this meta. And like I'll occasionally like watch some of their videos when I'm on break at work or something. But a lot of times when they're talking in those matchups, they're just kind of like, it's either like, oh, we have this guy on that like went undefeated at whatever GP or whatever, and this is the deck he had, or they'll have the deck list and play the deck list that won. Those are the videos that have like the better deck list, obviously. And then usually on the release of sets or whatever, they kind of do like what we do, where we dump a bunch of deck profiles essentially really quick, but they usually add like a match video or two attached to it before they talk about it, so you can kind of see like the pieces in action. I don't think necessarily I don't think I've ever heard them really say otherwise, like, oh, this is like the best deck, unless it was like this won this GP, you know? Yeah.
So then that's probably what I was probably like one of their like day one, like here's a mid-range sword deck.
Yes. It was some of the you can tell when a new booster comes out and they have all those videos in a row of like different decks. You could be like, oh, this is a rough deck list. This is a rough deck list. And then as time goes on, it's like, oh, this is a cleaner list. This is a cleaner list. And yeah.
Well, Sword didn't have many lists after that. That wasn't. I think they might have had like some heroics.
Yeah,
But I wasn't looking for heroic. I wanted dank decks.
During that meta, it was just like Hero Sword was kind of like, I don't want to call it a meme. It was just not respected because you just had so much Uma running around, and you look at your opponent as they open up Agnes Tachyon, and
I'm the Uma player. That's why I don't respect Sword.
Exactly.
I go. How am I supposed to win against my own deck?
Yeah. But yeah, yeah. It will. So yeah. Anything else about this meta? Is there anything we want to talk about? Like,
well, yeah, I sent you the thing. We need to go over it together.
Let me see. What is this? Oh, they've posted Vancouver stuff. Oh, I did not set up the second screen for this.
We have.
Give me a second.
That's right.
I'll set it up right now. We'll do it live.
Oh, speaking of things we're doing live, who is doing the guest that flavor text this week?
I believe it's you, right? You're picking it for me.
I'm asking. Okay.
Or no, or I don't remember. I would have to go back, I guess.
No, I think you're right. Wasn't the last one the Olivia?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Oh my god, this is lagging here. All right, there we go. All right. Yeah, speaking of deck lists, like you said, here we go. I have the first thing up here, Team Smodge Madge. So Jeremy Cortez's Abyss Craft deck. So this is the Necro charge pile, right? I don't know if I want to call it a pile, but
no, we can call it a pile. No, this one's actually clean-ish. Oh, nice. A Rice Shower. What does Rice Shower get back? Marzensky.
I think the one thing that I really like about this list is, and a lot of times I have trouble like deciding to play Rice Shower or not, is especially if you're in this Necrocharge stuff, Marzensky's insane.
I'll agree with that.
Yeah. So like Rice Shower getting back Marzensky, but also being part of the game plan of milling your deck is just seems really powerful, right?
No, this looks sick. It's got my favorite card, the Bone Chimera. It's got the Ectors. It's got the Marzensky with the good SP. There's good art on that card.
Yeah, but it's mismatching here. Two SPs, one non-SP. They shouldn't have got first. You can't have mismatching cards like that.
It's true. Truth. Yeah, though, I like the list. 3 Death Breath. Thank you for not playing 2. That makes me the most upset of anything in this game. Yep. 2 Death Breath actually gives me an aneurysm, so like the list.
Yeah. I think this list is super standard for the most part. I think...
What leader?
There's a leader down here. Twin
there
Turbo.
We go, Twin Turbo.
I see how they won now. They got Twin Turbo. Yeah, they're playing the exact line I would mostly play. I don't if I built this deck without thinking or seeing this list first, it would be very similar to this list. I like the Demon Lord Ektar package they chose. I don't think there's anything better than playing literally Punk Devil. Was it Punk Devil and Mummy plus Mischievous Zombie? I forget the name. Yeah. I really like this card. I've told people multiple times, if you're looking for a 2-drop to play in Abyss, this is a card you should be considering, especially if you have room for 1 Evo. Because this not only helps Necrocharge, it helps your consistency a little bit by getting you a draw, because almost half the cards or more in your deck are going to be departed. And a lot of times they're cards that you draw and you're like, this does nothing. I need to get rid of it and draw into something else. And this kind of helps you get there. And then the Evo itself is nice because it gives your Ghost a Bane, so you can kind of clear anything you want. So a lot of times, I think if you're on Abyss and playing Necrocharge, if you have the room for if you have 1 Evo and you don't know what to do and you have room in your deck and you're looking for a 2-drop, I think Mischievous Zombie is a really good pick.
Yeah, list looks actually clean. No complaints here.
My complaint is, once again, mismatching SPs, but we'll let it slide for now.
Gotta spend more money.
True.
Power that only money can buy.
All right, we got Elfin Forest here. You want to talk about it a little bit?
This is your deck. This is not mine.
Dude, this is not mine either. They're playing was it?
I mean, I'm on Rose Gardener. I don't know how
Gardener.
You don't be on a Rose Gardener. You draw a card.
It's
in the deck that says half hand.
It's weird because I played the version that Shepard is playing right now, and I kind of like having the option of sometimes having to race Marvelous Sunday to swing into
I will
things.
not lie. It is sometimes very painful. I did not have the carrot in the deck, and there was a couple times I did think I wish I did.
Yeah, there was that's kind of like the conclusion, because I think originally he was thinking about playing Rose Gardener, and then when I looked at his list, first thing I thought too, I was like, huh, no Rose Gardener, that's weird. And then I thought about it a lot more, and I was like, actually having the extra carrots to race Sunday is actually kind of pretty huge. And so I was like, I'll just try that version first, and it's been pretty solid ever since. I've had no real issues. This is like I mean, yeah, this list is like for the most part pretty clean. I think we came to the same conclusion. 3 elephant, 1 silver bolt. I think my version, I actually cut a rose deer for a second silver bolt because deer. Yeah, rose deer. Yeah, that's what it's called. Yeah.
No, I know. It's just like, oh, that card.
Yeah. Interesting.
It has a 4 in the corner.
Yeah, it does have a 4 in the corner, but interesting they went for 3 Tia. I feel like most people have been going on 2, but maybe they value going wide more often in certain matchups. I guess in the mirror match, having the extra Tia is probably pretty big.
It just lets you see it more often. It's like any card you put in at less than a 3 of, you're saying, I'm not going to draw this. Let's just be honest.
Yeah, I like 3, like whenever I put a deck together, if I have a card that is a 3 of, I want to see it like every game. If I have a card at 2 of, I want to see it most games. And if I have a card 1 of, it's just like I had space, and occasionally seeing this is okay, you know?
I think 2 ofs are like, like 50% of games, and like 1 ofs are you're just never gonna like the card's not even in your deck.
Yeah, in a sense, yeah. Evo deck here is pretty double Crystal Tia Evo. I guess that makes sense if they're doing 3. So yeah, yeah. I mean, Evo deck looks pretty clean. I'd be really surprised if I ever see anyone play more than 1 King Elephant Evo. That would be insane.
Triple Rose Gardener.
Triple Rose Gardener. Oh yeah, because they're on the Bellringer package.
I was on triple Sakuna because I wanted to be able to bounce it and then deal more damage.
Yeah, I think if I cut Bellringer in the list that I was playing, I honestly would probably play the 3rd Sakuna Evo. That, or maybe a 3rd Ancient Elf Evo. How have you, I mean, I don't know how many games you've played, but have you ever got like the dream opener of like turn 1 this 1 drop into Ancient Elf?
Yeah, I lost that game.
Oh, and you got a 5/5 on turn 2, and
I lost that matchup. I lost that twice. I've gotten it twice, and it lost both of them.
I haven't gotten it yet. I've been waiting to get a 5/5 on turn 2 for quite a while.
Yeah. I was like, I've been told that this is the promised land, and then I got it, and then I died, and I went,
upsetting.
Okay, well.
All right, next here we got Dragon. This looks like just normal, for the most part, normal Ramp Dragon.
No, it doesn't.
I mean, okay, listen, everything makes sense until you get up to this. Like, this is just like, oh, what are we doing this? But I wonder what their decision around playing this card is. Maybe they were afraid of Aegis.
I mean, it like insta wins against Haven.
Yeah, it does for sure.
Well, maybe if they Aether out the Aegis, it insta wins.
It's banish is one thing, right? If you don't,
yeah,
banish it, yeah, huh? Because for the most part, everything gets cleared by Conflag around turn 5. So this just must be like a cheeky play where like, because like even later in the game, like you're playing big followers that take more than 5 play points normally, even when you're at 10 play points. So this card just seems very awkward to like use as a quick most of the time. So it was probably just like a board wipe to reset the board when like your opponent went too wide again, is how I would assume this card played out, right?
What, the Lightning Blast?
Yeah, Lightning Blast.
I'm just assuming it was like, yeah, I mean, I guess you can like drop card, they go wide, and you clear their entire board.
Yeah, it might also help randomly in like the sword matchup. You just banish away some of their Mock Knights, but it probably is not that impactful.
It costs too much.
It does. Maybe they're just gods and they were like Whirring Cavalier, which is a card we haven't seen in a long time. into
That card is
this
good
every
though.
single time.
Well, I mean, I guess it's like an out to elephant that can also out Aegis without like having to run execution, which is bad.
Yeah, that's fair. That, I guess that must mostly be it. It must be for the elephant matchup because maybe that matchup is just a little bit spooky sometimes, where you don't win as fast as you want, and you're just. But I feel like a lot of times, if you put pressure onto Forest enough, you can't. They can't really do a very good like turn 10 elephant. But maybe I'm wrong because not too many of my. The only game I ever went to turn 10 with elephant was the game where all three of my elephants were at the bottom of my deck. That was the only time I ever saw like turn 10 with an elephant, because a lot of times it's either I win on turn 7 or 8 or I've died on turn 7 or 8. Yeah. But I mean, yeah, besides this, I think also Worm Cavalier is such a I guess interesting card to play as a random one of as well. Do you like Raven Cavalier now at all? Or I feel like the deck has no issues drawing and finding things,
That is
so
well, my favorite card is Night's Way, but
yeah, I like Night's Way a lot as like a one of.
uh yeah. I mean the Cavalier is a good card. That is a good card. It's a big body on the board. It like comes down on 5, a turn that you're not doing a lot usually.
Yeah.
It puts a card into your EX area that can be
I
game
guess
changing.
I guess if you hit Israfil on with it, it becomes a 6-drop, right? And so that's kind of spooky.
Well, I mean, you have no control over what you hit,
Yeah,
so
yeah. I'm just kind of like, what are we looking at here? What are we looking at? I guess you get some
you get
free.
anything. You get
Yeah,
anything. It's just like in general, it's a like a turn 5 play that's like not terrible.
yeah. It almost feels like the fourth copy of
It's a
Dow.
better Rose Deer.
It's a better roast here. All right, Evo deck. We got the one of Bahamut. We got the two of. We got the U of Israfil, which is good. 2 Fortes, 2/2. Yeah, I mean, yeah, this looks super standard. And nothing else to really talk about, I guess. All right. This is the last deck they got in there.
Second.
Oh, is this second place now?
Place?
Is this first place or second place? Oh, this is second place, right? Let me see. Yeah, second place team. Yeah. All right, so we got Ward Storm Haven. I think this deck is super fraudulent. What are your thoughts?
Oh, wait, does it play removal? I remember taking Boats Don't Sink, you know, a named player who he shared this, and like I got like my opponent open Agnes and then I lost. It's like the same problem I had with Sword. It's like I went, oh, I can't out that card. And it looks like this deck can't either. So yeah, cool.
Yeah, this is just like you open up aggro and hopefully you get there. I mean, to be fair, the deck is kind of scary because I've played against it and I've mulliganed incorrectly into it, assuming my opponent was on Egg Haven. So maybe that helps a bit too. I don't know. I've never been super impressed with this.
Not that bad, but it's also
it isn't
not that good.
Yeah, it's like I feel like it's like the middle. The middle. It's the middle of the road kind of deck where it's like sometimes you do good, sometimes you don't. Interesting. They play 3 of the what is this called again? I can't see. Beast Call Aria.
Beast Call Aria. Yeah.
I haven't seen that card in a while. Usually, if I see that card, there's like a Kagi in the list or something to help summon it out also.
Or a McQueen to get rid of it. You can. Yeah. I couldn't crack that card in format 2. In BP2, I would put that card on the board, and it would be like turn 9 before I could pay the 2 because like everything was taking my turn.
Yeah,
and I imagine it's the same now. I guarantee that thing hits the board and you never get rid of it.
Yeah.
And you have your is that a one of
which card? Aegis?
No, there's a lot of one ofs and there's no dodo to get them. There's just like one of amulets.
It is weird in that sense. Like obviously like playing one of Aegis, that kind of makes sense because we're still playing the Winged Angel. Random one of Bejeweled Shrine, one of Sun, obviously. No, there's no real way to find any of these amulets also, so you kind of you have to naturally draw into them when you're trying to go fast. I guess if you ever get to the point where you are playing out like Winged Angel to summon Aegis, you've probably drawn like half your deck at that point. Could be wrong though.
What draws? Bellringer?
Yeah, you gotta see 3 Bellringers, baby. Also, I mean, Goblin Princess also pulls out bell ringers a lot of the times as
Yeah,
well,
it's a
right?
draw
So
too. It's a pot
yeah.
agreed. If you really think about it.
Yeah, that's how I look at the card too. It's just like you draw Bellring Angel to the board, and then you draw another card when it dies, and then you evo it and you get a 6/6.
Interesting
Yeah,
list.
yeah, interesting.
What else
Two
we
of
got?
this evo, that's interesting, but all right.
Yeah, the
All right.
card is kind of heavy, but I guess you can threaten it on 3. Like maybe you get there.
I may get Storm or Ward or whatever on your choice, right? So
No
all right.
Silverbolt in this list.
Yep, they
No,
opted to play the Silent Suzukas.
No more than that.
Oh, they're on the dude. This is on the like I'm gonna play followers nonstop game plan. What is happening here? We have double of the what is this called? A Fiesta or Fashionista,
Like yeah.
and then Flower Princess. Usually, I feel like in these scenarios, you pick one or the other as your other 2-drop. But we're just super 2-drop heavy here. Interesting. Other than that, yeah, no silver ball. Only for a second I thought there was only one Cassiopeia, but I forgot there was alternate arts.
Look at this guy. This guy, he knows the Rose Gardener is important, but so is the one of Carrot.
The one of Carrot, baby. Let's go.
They broke down. They must have their Marvelous Sunday. They must have kept looking at that line of text and being like, "Man,
if only I could race."
I need that.
Yeah, Evo list looks fine completely. Yeah, it's interesting they went for like these extra 2-drops here instead of anything else. What would
no Tia?
Yeah, no Tia. Oh, okay. I guess they're hoping the Fashionista like is gonna outvalue if they're comboing every turn. I'm not really sure here. I wish these matches were recorded so we could see some of them because I'd be really interested to see how this stuff plays out. True. All right, second place here. Sword. It's probably the most generic. Oh wait, 3 Armed of the Stars. All right, I'm in on this. 3. That's pretty standard. 3, 2. I like that. 1 Swordsman. I guess I don't know how much I like that, but also Swordsman is like pretty rough sometimes when you.
There's a 1 in the corner.
That's the part that hurts. 2 Umbrella Furies. This I like Umbrella Furies as a 2 of. It just feels so good. Like I don't ever have to see it more than once. Armor of the Star. This has to be for the I'm high rolling meme going on here, right? Imagine playing Old Man on 1 and then on 2 Armors of the Star or whatever. That'd be kind of spooky. Good? I don't know. That's just seems really annoying as hell. Because now it becomes a 2/4, right? It gets +1/+2, right?
Yeah, you don't have like 5 or 6 health though, right?
Let's see. Yeah.
Is this so like you can when you like Evo something, it could like live? A problem that like we don't really have? Or so I'm already on the record saying this. I hate Mars.
I like Mars a lot.
If you drop down Mars raw with Armor of the Stars, like that could convert into like a respectable next turn if you like summon a Mock Knight off of it.
I'm not 3, 6, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah, 12 1-drops. Maybe they just decided that there was no good 2-drops. Yeah, it has to be because there's like they must have decided there's no good 2-drops. So like playing Armor of the Stars and randomly like even giving Armor of the Stars to Valiant Fencer is probably obnoxious. Same thing with Albert, I assume.
Or maybe. like the 5. Like think about this. Like you're going into 5. You Mars Armor of the Stars. It doesn't die. Evo pay 3 Mock Knight. Or before that, like what if you heroic entry, then Mars Evo get the second Mock Knight out. There we go. Now we're cooking. That's what is that? 5, 9, 13 damage. 13 damage on turn 6. Look at that. We're making elephant numbers.
Oh man, imagine Alexander with the Stars.
That is another one I thought about. But that's like a turn 8 play, and that's not real.
It's funny because like you hit your opponent for like 6, and then it's standing and with aura, so it's just hard to interact with, or like impossible to interact with, and it'll have a fat like health total. Yeah, interesting. Personally, I think Gem Staff Commander needs to go. But I mean, if you're going to be playing these random heavy pieces, I understand like why you're playing Gem Staff, because you need to. Sometimes you have to search out Albert. Sometimes you have to find the Alexander to like clear things. Evo deck. So we have the one of Albert here. Obviously, everything else looks pretty standard. Two. Wait a minute. Only one Mock Knight Evo.
All you
Insane.
Need. All you need.
I don't know. I've evoed it like twice every game.
Same, but it's all you need.
All right.
That Mars is so important. You got to be pulling out those quick bladers.
Busted. All right. What is the? Oh, this is third place. I assume another elephant here. They're on Tweedledee, Tweedledum here. 2 Silver Bolt, 2 King Elephant. I think that's all right. They're going for Chrysla T Lily. I mean, I think a lot of people have dropped Lily. It just hasn't been that great right now. How have you felt about Lily in general? Like, do you think that card's still worth playing right now, or
even in BP2 after giving it a stellar review? Everything in this game, it's like the old man and old woman, where like when I have it in my hand and it's not in my opener, it's the worst card ever. But sometimes it's on the other end of the board and you go, this is the best card I've ever seen. And that's how I felt about Lily. It's like this 2/4, so it like applies negative pressure to my opponent. And like it bottom decks a card, but like is bottom decking even good? It's like the same as killing to me.
I think one of the thing about Lily is that it's really good into a meta where it's like people are presenting one big threat at a time, or like maybe one big one and one small thing that doesn't matter. But in this meta, it feels like we can see wide boards pretty quickly, especially since I think Goblin Princess is becoming more popular. I really like that card a lot. And
but she deals with it like almost entirely, right? Like what does Goblin Princess summon? Is it a Bellringer or a Faria, right? And you just bottom deck the Goblin Princess and you're fine.
Yeah, but then you get this 6/6 that you had to follow up afterwards, right? I think it just doesn't like. I think even bottom decking the princess just doesn't feel that great value, because they've already got. Yeah, I mean, you're gonna wait that long to bottom deck a 6/6. I mean, okay, I guess I will take that trade a lot of the times.
I mean, it's just like on the board with a menacing aura.
Yeah, I don't know. Lily has been pretty whatever for me, but I mean, they obviously found some success with it. Anything else looking spicy here? They went with the 2 of the Ivory Spellbomb.
I like the Tweedledee, Tweedledum. I like consistency cards. I know a lot of people don't like it. I'm a fan of cards that make your deck run more often.
Yeah, I've been kind of back and forth on Tweedledee, Tweedledum.
They're on 2. They're on 2. They're saying I don't need this every game,
Evo,
but when I need it, I want to have it. And I respect that.
Yeah, everything else kind of looks pretty solid overall. For a second, I was like, wait, there's a Tia Evo here? I didn't see the TS. There's 2 right here.
Yeah. We're getting to the point it's hard to see something truly spicy from Forest, I think.
Yeah.
Unless we see a dog.
Yeah, a lot of people have just kind of congregated around Elephant, so. All right, we have Control Aegis here.
Wow.
Oh my God.
I bet they lost to the... This is BC, right? What was the dragon? What was the dragon with the blast?
I think they were BC, right? I think so.
Wow, was this like an actual sideboard card that they put in the deck list after?
Which card? This?
No. I wasn't that card awful?
Yeah, I think this card is
like
horribly awful.
Bad?
Yes. So it's deal 3 damage to each engaged enemy far on the field, and if there's an M on your field, give your leader +2. I like
each engage. Ooh, so after you get smacked up.
Yep. Like the biggest thing about this card is like this is like a card that was like in Magic, this card would be busted. In this game, it's not, because you swing one at a time. It's
not even quick.
Yeah, it is quick.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, quick. But it's still a 4 cost.
Removal.
Yeah.
I didn't even know about that. Yeah. I'm sorry.
I'm not a huge fan of this card at all. I'm wondering how well it did for them.
Is this like playing around Gores? Do you just like stop attacking at a certain point into this deck? If your opponent's on Haven, do you start respecting this card?
No, because like this card could just be Acolyte's Light, right? And it's the same shit. Except this only deals 3 damage and heals you 2. But Acolyte's Light just says remove the thing and heal 2. Which, they're on 3 here. It's definitely a card that I would not respect in someone's list.
This is the heaviest deck I've ever seen.
Yeah, it's very much. Is this the Midro? Yeah, ditch. Oh no, this is the heal one. 3/3 heal.
Oh, is this the heal one? Oh.
Yeah. I thought it was the ditch Amulet one for a second.
You have the card. They don't even play the card to get the Seraph down?
Nope.
Insane.
Interesting.
You just play it.
Just raw play the Seraph. I don't know. I mean, like, this is like almost like a set 2 deck in my eyes. Like, what's changed here? They've added this card, which I think kind of sucks. I guess what's nice about this is that now you can cut Prison Priestess completely, because you have things like what is this? Globa of the Starways. Like, this kind of replaces that and also gives you the draw and heal 1 also, which is really powerful. Like I said, when I talked about the control list that I posted, like, this card has been really good because it lets you, when your opponent doesn't actually put a threat out that matters, you can trade in those play points now for a draw and a heal whenever you don't have to like use an Acolyte's Light on your opponent's turn, which I think is like the biggest advantage of running that card. I guess they're just 3 Jeans.
No Aether.
Yeah, no Aether too, which is interesting. Feel like, I guess they're playing 3 Aegises, which seems obnoxious, but also 3 Aegis Evo. Like this
every turn you just Evo it. You'll never lose.
I guess so.
Except for they did.
Yeah. And yeah, this almost feels like a set 2 deck essentially with like very minor changes. All right, we got.
No, this was this turn.
Oh, what is this? 42 card deck? What is happening here? Flaming Glass?
Oh, I forgot about this.
I did not know this was a thing.
Big respect on the triple Tachyon Agnes SP.
Listen, this guy got triple Tachyon SP, triple of the only double of the Evo. No wonder you got third, dude.
Cheaper. Evo's cheaper.
Yeah. Interesting. This is this is a
deck.
This is a deck.
I like how when I remember this they leaked this like a day ago or so, and I messaged it to my friend. And he's like, I told you that it would go good in Ginger, and then when I saw the list, I'm like, bro, where's the Gingers? I'm missing something.
Yeah, interesting. They like.
Yo, wait.
What?
Oh,
what's
Ginger,
up?
Wait, Ginger can summon double Flame and Glass if your hand is 2 of each Flame and Glass. It's not that nothing can attack; it's the card you summon with Ginger can't attack.
Oh, true, but there's no Ginger in here.
No, there's not. But
a new deck video coming soon.
Yeah, the technology.
Oh my god!
There.
Yeah, this is I wonder why they chose to do this. I feel like this is the type of deck that just like randomly loses. Well, I guess in every control matchup, if you open up Tachyon plus removal and like any 1-drop spells and stuff, you probably can live long enough to get to the point where like
I think against a lot of these decks, that's better than like I think that's better than a lot of the decks in the meta.
It probably is, because like I assume the game plan here is like we're just gonna play control until we hit turn 7 to summon Flaming Glass and start swinging in. And now they're having to deal with like this Flaming Glass that not only destroyed their board, but if they don't answer it gets to swing in again. Once they answer Flaming Glass, you're just like, here's my Israfil. Would you like to continue playing the game?
And then we have Europa to continuously put down wards, which, as I've said, I don't know. You can tell me I'm wrong. Is that better than Forest as a class?
Europa
is not just Europa. Even the Bell Ringers. Is that just better than Forest as a class?
I don't know, but It must have been like a combination of like control plus Europas coming down and pressuring their opponents to the point where like you have the time to pop off with Flaming Glass or Israfil or whatever, right?
And I think the thing they said is that the Stella really helped with the Flaming Glass package.
Oh yeah, Stella is such a sick card. That makes sense too.
It's like one of the best consistency cards I've seen in this game. It's like the one that feels like the least bad tempo wise because of the 3 health versus the 2 on like a gem staff.
Mm-hmm.
While like technically it's like a draw 2 if you think about it, almost.
Yeah.
And then removes 2 bad cards, so it's pretty good.
This is a very interesting list for sure. Oh, that's it. That's it for the third place team.
Good leader as well.
Who's the leader? Oh yeah, Daria, of course. All right, yeah, that kind of wraps up the. Was it Vancouver?
Yeah, Vancouver.
Yeah, I was trying to find a team to go with, but no one was willing to go. When I found out the prices for the tickets were really cheap, and then it was too late.
I know that feel.
Yeah.
But only with Weiss. I have a team for Shadowverse at the other regionals.
Yeah, you have was it Atlanta coming up?
I have Atlanta coming up
next weekend, right?
Yeah. I know the Kokomo boys watch the podcast. Guys, yeah. I'm hoping you guys actually play some more.
Oh no. That's never a good thing to hear.
It is what it be.
It is what it is.
But I will do my best, so that's all that matters.
All right, I guess, do you have your card ready for everyone's favorite segment?
Yeah, you want to read them the rules? You want to tell them
I can't read them the rules. We don't have them written down, but I'll try to work my way through this. So obviously, guess this flavor text. It's the original character. Do not steal.
Yeah. Everybody's favorite segment.
Everyone's. All right. So what we do here is every week, Dean and I go back and forth, quizzing each other on flavor text. every week, yeah. On the flavor text of cards, but due to the fact that they deleted all the flavor text in English, we can't use the flavor text on the physical cards, so we're using the digital cards instead. And we have 3 lifelines. If you get it correct without using any lifelines, you get 4 points, and then every time you use a lifeline, you lose a point. Even though like the points are made up and nothing matters in this game at this point.
That's right.
So the 3 lifelines are, you can ask what type of card it is, so whether it's a follower, spell, amulet, token, or whatever. Next one is what craft it's from, and then the last one is what set it's from. I think those are the 3 we have, right?
Those are the ones. What set, what craft, and what type of card. So
yeah. With that being said, Dean, you got me the card. What I'm going to fail on this week.
I have you a good card.
Oh no.
So the past gave way to the future gave way to the past, and the world fell into disorder after countless ages. And when the liquid in the chalice of the gods was poisoned, I was tainted along with it. Now everything hurts, and only your life can provide relief.
What?
That was a really long one.
I feel like this was like a Blaze Blue versus opening. Like the wheels of fate are turning. Death is upon us. I was like, what is happening here? All right.
It was a little long. If you want me to, I can read it again.
All right. Okay. Well, I have an idea because I hate everything.
Okay. What are you thinking? Let's talk.
Listen. It's that stupid. Is it even a Haven card? Can I look up the card itself?
No,
I don't even remember.
Know it.
I don't even know the name of the card because it was so bad. We just talked about it. The one that deals 3 damage. Is it that?
Oh, it's Heart of the Stars.
That would be my guess because there's a chalice in there. But what else could it be? Who else has a chalice and is an asshole?
He's going to the tank. He's thinking.
Okay. What craft is it from?
Dragon.
I hate you. All All right, what set is it from? Is it from the newest set?
It is from Cosmic Mythos.
What the hell card is this? Oh wait, is it the what do you call it? The pussy snake or whatever? I'm locking that in. I'm locking that in. You know what card I'm talking about. It has to be that.
What's its name? What's its name?
I can't look it up. I don't know the exact name. It's that venomous snake dude. That makes you discard.
Well, you're struggling a lot. I'll give it to you. It is the pussy worm.
Yes,
it is PUCCE worm.
Oh my god. Are you sure? Oh, spell that again. PUCC.
Or it's PUCE.
And then worm.
Yeah, it's actually it is the venomous pussy worm.
All right, hold on. I'm gonna have Google venomous. Okay, Google. Hold on. All right, Google. Tell me how to pronounce this.
Venomous puce worm.
It says puce. Google says it's puce. Venomous puce worm.
It's definitely
venomous
the pussy
puce
worm.
No.
Venomous puce worm.
Jesus. All right. Wait, is there? Let me look at the art now. Hold on. Is there actually? Let me see.
I also did not I didn't understand it either.
It's like surrounding like a big gourd thing that's spitting poison out. It looks like. All right, whatever. I'm the best.
2 points. Look at that.
Better than yeah. I'm literally unstoppable now. All right, I'll have to think of another good one for you next time we do this. Hopefully next week.
Favorite card. Sadly, you knew that I thought that card was funny.
Yeah, I played it in a draft actually because on my open 8, I opened this card along with the ditch a card goes to the EX area. And I was like, oh, this is sick. I'm gonna play this. And I opened up multiple of that card. So I'm gonna play this, and I never got to play this card in my open 8. But I know if I had it would be sick.
My thought is it's a better Dragonsong Flute.
Is it? I guess if it's unanswered and you have rights already on the board, right?
Yeah, it comes down and activates your rights, and then your opponent says that card has a maintenance cost, and they don't do anything about it.
The maintenance cost is I take 2 damage every turn. Oh man, I don't know. I kind of like the card, but yeah, I don't know. But I saw you played it in the recent match video.
Oh, I was. It's funny. Off. It's funny when it's on curve. It's a little bit worse than flute when you draw it, but on curve it's pretty funny. It's like
just a little
card.
Worse.
It has a huge 6/7. It's the best card.
Yeah, it is definitely very hard to remove once it comes down, especially on curve. It's a 4-drop, right? I believe, right?
Yeah, 4 drops, 6/7. So you rights on 3, you play this on 4, you've won the game. The game is over.
The game is over.
GG go next.
Yeah, and then 3 turns in a row, you discard Trail of Light, right?
Yeah, dude, that's
busted.
You're learning how I play.
All right. Yeah. Okay. We have any other topics we want to cover while we're out here?
This is where the not being planned is starting to go awry.
True. It is true. What the heck?
Do we want to put you on the spot?
Put me on the spot with what?
Ready?
Yeah, go ahead.
The online tournaments.
Oh. For our weekly thing, or
yeah.
I don't know. I think, dude, it's so hard to figure out a day that works for both of us and doesn't screw up because my weekends are really hard to fit it in, and I don't want to commit. I don't want to commit to Sunday because obviously we both travel a lot for these random regionals, so we can't always be here to do it. And then I have issues too where some Sundays either I will be just like gone most of the day out, and I can't actually run the tournament even though like I'm physically near my house. Wednesdays are like rough now because now that I work here in Vegas, like my schedule's kind of weird. So like I no longer have like so much free time like I did in California on Wednesdays to just like run it for sure every week. Luckily, Dean has been being a savior and running it in the beginning, and then I'm showing up in the last two games to like talk shit and then run away again.
Then I want to ask the community that is currently listening to the podcast, because I imagine you guys are our strongest soldiers if you're this far in the podcast. If I did it sometime between 6 and 9, nice numbers, PM on Wednesdays, we keep it on Wednesday, what time would work best for the most amount of people? Eastern Standard Time, because the 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time start kills me. It like actually kills me. So moving it back an hour or possibly even 4. Just leave comments on what you guys like the most. I'm fine running it on Wednesdays. But if we're not doing the dual commentary thing, then like a time that works better for me would be much better.
Yeah, that might be what will have to happen. I do think though, like it, because I know we have California players, like people on the West Coast that do join this, so it would probably like I'd assume if we want to keep those players like in it, it will have, what is it, like you can start probably like an hour earlier, because most people get off around 4 to 5 o'clock usually if they're like normal office jobs, right? So that gives them time to get home to be able to play if they really want to play in the event. But yeah, it's probably
like anything.
Yeah,
the 10 is just so late, especially with the top cut.
Yeah, I know. It's so rough on you because I know you're East Coast, and I know occasionally we get some people from the East Coast that want to play, or they'll join and then like they'll literally like play 3 rounds and then drop, and we're like, oh, that kind of messes up everything. But yeah, but I guess Dean's right. If you made this far, obviously you care about our podcast and our content, so just let us know, especially if you're involved in the tournament itself. I think if you're already entering it and you know you're going to continue entering it, your voice probably matters more than people who have not entered yet. So yeah, just let us know in the comments below. Let us know in the Discord server too if you guys want, whatever. I also need to stop being lazy and fix the ranking points too. I also saw, who was it? Let me look up their name right now. One person in the Shadowverse community.
One person fixed our ranking points for us. Can you believe it?
I don't.
Is that what you're talking about?
I don't think they fixed it. They made I saw it when I was at work. I just couldn't respond to them. Let me scroll up here. Where did they post it? Oh, it was in promo. What? I thought I saw it somewhere. Oh, maybe it was in general. Am I blind? I just can't find it. Whatever. They made a document, like a nicer document for ranking points. I haven't got to play with it much yet. Who was it? I can't find it anymore. I am actually blind.
We're sorry, mysterious contributor.
Oh, I'm gonna find this. Where could they have put it? Oh, here it is. It was another community stuff. Captain Quest. I forget if he goes by another name. I know they've been around for quite a while, so obviously thank you. And I know they posted it up in the Shadowverse Evolved community Discord as well for people to use. I need to play around with this, and we'll probably start using something similar to this, or I'll edit it a little bit. This is very cool. I really, really appreciate it and the time you put in to make this. And yeah. Oh, is there anything else we want to promote while we're here? Anything else going on?
Shadowverse Master has a deck builder.
Oh yeah, I saw it. It looks much better than the other. What is it? Shadowcard.io or whatever.
Shadowcard is unusable.
Yeah, that website is like forever in limbo. I guess whoever runs it doesn't really upkeep it that well. So are they called Shadowverse Master? Is that what their website's called?
I think so.
Yeah,
I go there sometimes for deck lists.
I've only been there like once or twice.
Digital deck list.
Oh yeah, because BMA is like used to be like pretty big in the digital community, right? I think. Is he even playing? So. I have no idea. Oh, but yeah. I think that is kind of it. You have any other last things we want to talk about before we run off here? All right, I guess.
See everyone at Georgia.
Yeah, Dean will be at Georgia. Next event I'll be at will be in Chicago. Myself, Dean, will finally be teaming together like old times. And our third is going to be Shepard. So yeah, say hi to us all. I know that a lot of people already know me there from Weiss, but it'll be really cool to see the Chicago Shadowverse community, because I've met a couple players and people from the Chicago community that I obviously never played Weiss. What are you doing, Dean?
Oh, yeah, the Chicago. I'm winning Weiss. Don't worry.
Wait, how are you winning Weiss when I'm on the best team? I'm on the team. I forgot what our team name is, but it's me, Johnny, and Carmen. How could we lose? I have two people to carry me.
because of the people, because you have left me, I have gained an even stronger ally.
Well, I know.
Who could I get that's stronger than you?
Oh, wait. There's no. Did you get Clinton? There's no way. Oh my! Really? Why is it Clinton on like? Isn't normally Clinton with Broderick and like Vincent or something? Are they just not playing this year, or what? What is going on?
Broderick teams with his friend, because Broderick was supposed to team with me and Ryan, and then Ryan dropped, and then Broderick teamed with his friend, or it's supposed to be me, Broderick, Ryan. Broderick went with his friend. Ryan says he couldn't come. Jason Malyuk was with Clinton and then said he couldn't go. And so then I swooshed right in,
Busted.
So,
all right.
Yeah,
dude,
it's
Clinton is like cursed me every time I've met him in top 8. Like, even if the calculator says I should take the win here 90% of the time, like, he'll just win. And I'm like, oh, okay.
So who's stronger? Me, my unluck versus you, or Clinton's luck versus you?
Listen, Clinton has like some insane luck. Like, oh man, like, he's a really good player and luck is on his side, which is like the scary part of everything. Like, I've like the last time I played him in top 8, like, my deck build like almost like hard countered what he was doing with slime, and like, I was like, oh sick, he like refreshed with 3. I just need to stick 2. Proceeds to triple cancel. Oh, okay. Well played. You got me, dude. I die from 3-0. Okay, you're god.
Many such cases. Many such cases.
Yeah, all right. Well, just tell me what seat you are, Dean, so I can make sure that I can play against you. I'll let my other teammates lose the Clinton. Oh my god. All right, but yeah, I'm really looking forward to Chicago. It's been a bit since I've been back there, so.
Well, yeah. Get to team up again, and who knows, maybe if we can team up again later. Oh, is it worth? I know we keep getting sidetracked here at the end in the last moment. But did we discuss the dates for? Did you see the extended day for Worlds, where Worlds is like March or something, or April?
Oh yeah, dude. It's like it's in the middle of the year randomly now, which is like really awkward. But
Boucher at Springfest canceled. That's my conspiracy theory. It's not a conspiracy theory.
It's not canceled, right? Isn't it extended longer than normal now?
Is it?
Yeah, that's what I'm pretty sure that's what they announced. Because it's gonna start.
Anything, I thought.
I'm pretty sure it starts.
They announced when Worlds was. They announced the fall circuit and how long it is, but they didn't mention anything about spring.
Oh, sorry. You were talking about 2025 like teams and stuff, right?
I'm talking 2025 teams.
Oh, I honestly have no idea. That's a good question. I never even like thought about that. I guess we just gotta wait and see. Like, there's almost no point in like speculating. If they cancel it and it's like, that's gonna be really weird. Do you think there's a chance they're gonna cancel it? Because I think the team formats for the most part is like one of the more fun events that they do run.
I think that teams is fun, but man, I'm this ball of negativity, ball of negativity when it's just like, bro, this year there was nothing, there was no prizes. Like
they ran out of money.
Yeah, they ran out, and so like it, if you told me that next year they were just canceling teams, I go, yeah, that makes sense. Last year we got the single card for first and nothing else, so that that tracks.
It's weird if they decide to go that route and cancel teams, because Bushiroad has never been a company that's really I don't want to say not support competitive scene, because they do in their own weird way, but they make the scene more about just having fun and being there to play, and like if you show up you at least get something nice. I feel like the teams format is like one of the more unique events, like even compared to other card games. I feel like you don't see that as often, like non-Bushiroad card games. You don't see like team events that often, and I think that was like one of the nice parts about Bushiroad in general, like running their team events. It's just like a lot of fun in general. Like even if you're bad at the game and you lose all the time, even when I like scrub out with my friends, it's just like the whole day is like a lot of fun.
Yeah, I like teams more. Just because it is like, yeah, it's just like a pseudo best 2 out of 3. You get to like hang around, and then also because of you have to bring 3 different decks. I think that's the unique thing about the Bushiroad games.
Mm-hmm.
Is like Yu-Gi-Oh has a team format, and it's 3 people on the exact same deck.
That's kind of silly, but
you go very cool. Well, in these games, you have 3 different decks. I think that's cool, but surprisingly, you don't have communication in our team formats, which is also
that's the weirdest part, because even in Magic teams you have communication, which is weird. So I don't know why they just, I guess they just don't want one person taking over the game or whatever, but I think that's kind of stupid. Like
you're not even allowed to ask if your teammates have lost. You look over and there's 2 people done with their game, and you're like, "Did we win? Did we lose?" And then they're like, "Can't talk and get DQ'd." And you're like, "Bro, does this matter?"
Yeah.
And then you're like playing your heart, and they go, "Oh, by the way, we lost." It's go, "Oh, okay."
Yeah.
I could have, I didn't have to play those turns out, but okay.
Yeah, it's like one of the down parts of like not zero communication completely. But yeah, I don't know. I guess we could speculate more whenever we get more information. But I guess like that kind of wraps it up, right, Dean? Anything else we really want to talk about here in the end before I say our goodbyes?
No more tangent.
Okay. Well, with that, if you guys made it this far, if you want to support us, we do have channel memberships right now. We have like some minor perks for it that don't really matter that much right now. It's just more of like if you want to randomly monetarily support us, you do gain access to videos early, no matter what tier you're at. The big thing is like I will do like 4 or 5 videos in a row, and then post them all immediately. And so instead of having to wait every day to see those videos or the podcast or whatever, as soon as it's uploaded, it'll be available to you. And so you don't have to wait like 2 days or whatever for it to show up. So you can get access to that stuff early. Other than that, honestly, that's kind of like your only perk, honestly, right now. We're open to like add more perks and stuff later if you guys come up with ideas and things like that. It's just right now it's not a really big important thing for me to worry about. Other than that, we have a couple of videos coming out. I think Dean is planning to do more match videos soon, right?
Trying to do more.
Yeah, while we're talking, I did put live the most recent match video he did, which was Elephant Forest versus Humpty Dumpty Haven. And it has commentary and stuff, and it's edited nicely. So check that out. I have a video which I'm recording tomorrow and should be out later this week, which will be kind of a surprise. It's not a normal video per se. It's a little bit more for fun. Hopefully you guys like that. And if you guys like it, I'll just continue making it as time goes on for that series. Yeah, I guess that is it. So make sure to like, comment, subscribe if you don't want to pay us any money at all, because I totally understand. If you made this far, if you don't like, comment, and subscribe, be surprised. Even if you don't like us, hit that dislike button, because it totally helps us with the algorithm, just having engagement in general. I guess with that being said, I guess we'll see you guys in our next video or podcast or whatever. Later, everyone.
See ya.